Mathematics, Paper 1, Tuesday, 6 November 2018. Let's just go through some of the instructions and see what the instructions and the important things you need to know. So it says use black ink or ballpoint pen. Very, very important. And answer all questions. There may be more space than you need. You must show all your working. This one is very, very important. You must show all your working to get full marks. The total mark for this paper is 80. The mark allocated for each question are shown in brackets. Use this as a guide as to how much time to spend on each question. The advice: read each question carefully before you start to answer it. Keep an eye on the time. Try to answer every question. And check your answers if you have time at the end. Question number 1. Write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. You can multiply each of the numbers by 100 and then it will change it to numbers that you can easily compare. So multiply each of them by 100. So 0.4 times 100 would go 1, 2, move the decimal point 2 places ahead. 1, 2, it gives you 40. And 0.2 times 100, the decimal places go 1, 2, it gives you 2. 37 times 100, 1, 2, it gives you 37. 0.152 times 100, remove the decimal place 2 places ahead, 1, 2, it gives you 15.2. And 0.2 times 100, you remove the decimal place 1, 2, it gives you, put a 0 under the arch, it gives you 20. Now it's easy to compare these numbers. Which one is the smallest? Is 2.02. The next smallest number is 15.2, which is 0.152, which will go there, 0.152. The next smallest number is 20, which is 0.2, that would go there. And the next one, 37, which is 0.37, and then 0.4, which is 40. And you get your answer from smallest to biggest. Question number 2. Write 0.6 as a percentage. To change a number from a decimal to percentage, you multiply by 100. So 0.6 times 100. 0.6 times 100. You remove the decimal place 2 places in front, 1, 2, and put a 0 under the arch, and you get 60. Question number 3. Here is a list of numbers. From the list, write down a factor of 10, which is 5. So you take 5 from the list. The factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. And the only one that is found on the list is 5. So you write down 5. Number 4, write 7829 to the nearest 1,000. To the nearest 1,000, if you put 7829, you put a line after the 7. 7829 with the line there, the 8 is bigger than 1, you add it there, it becomes 8,000. Question 5. Work out 3 times 5 plus 7. You are going to use BITMAS. So you multiply first. 3 times 5 is 15. And you add 7. It gives you 22. 2 to the power 3. It means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which gives you 8. Write brackets in this statement to make it correct. So 2, you do the brackets first using BITMAS. Brackets first. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 7 times 5, it gives you 35. Sue has 2 cats. Each cat eats 1/4 of a tin of cat food each day. Sue buys 8 tins of cat food. Has Sue bought enough cat food to feed her 2 cats for 14 days? You must show how you get your answer. So 1/4 of a tin for each cat for each day. So 2 times 1/4 is the same as 2 divided by 4, which is a half. That's how we got half a tin is eaten each day by the 2 cats. So half a tin each day, that means half a tin for each day, for 1 day. If you times by 2, that gives you 1 tin. And if you times the other side by 2, that gives you 2 days. That means 1 tin is eaten every 2 days. So for 16 days, if you have 16 days to go from 2 to 16, if you times 8, 2 times 8 is 16. So for 16 days, and if you type times 8, it will be 8 tins. So 8 tins will last for 16 days. So 8 tins will last for 16 days. So the answer is yes. There are only apple trees, cherry trees, pear trees, and plum trees in an orchard. The pictogram shows information about the number of apple trees, cherry trees, and pear trees in the orchard. There is a total of 30 trees in the orchard. So that shape represents 4 trees. So the first one will be 4 plus 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4 plus 4 would give you 12. And 4 plus 1 will give you 5. 4 plus 2 will give you 6. 4 plus 3 will give you 7. And if you add all of those numbers, 12 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, that should give you 30 trees in the orchard. Write down the coordinates of the point A. That's the point A there on the graph, which is -2, -1, -2, -1. Part B. On the grid, mark with a cross X the point 2, 3. Label this point B. 2 to the right and 3 up. 2 to the right and 3 up. And you mark the point there, and that's the point B. On the grid, draw the line with equation x equals to -4. Because the value for x equals to -4 is that pink line there. Because at this point it's -4, 0. At this point it's -4, 1. This one is -4, 2. This one is -4, 3. So what you notice is that all the numbers starts with the -4. So that's why they call the line x equals to -4. G is equals to 9. H is equals to 4. Work out the value of 2G plus 3H. What they're asking you to do is to substitute in the value for G. G is 9. You replace G with 9 and replace H with 4. So it is 2 times 9 plus 3 times 4. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 4 is 12. And you add 18 plus 12, it gives you 30. Question number 10. Write down 2 prime numbers that have a sum of 32. Now you have to know what a prime number is. It has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. So you can list all the prime numbers, but you can look at it this way. List the first 5 prime numbers: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. And then you don't want the number to be above 32. So you look for prime numbers which are just below 32, 31, 29. And you start to look which two of them can you add to get 32. So you can add 2 and 20. You can add 3 and 29. That will give you 32. So that's a quick way to look at it. And the answers 3 and 29 will add up to give 32. Question number 11. Here are some fractions: 9 over 12, 6 over 8, 18 over 24, 10 over 16, 15 over 20. One of these fractions is not equivalent to 3 over 4. Which one is not equivalent to 3 over 4? So the first thing you want to do is you want to simplify all the fractions. So you write 9 over 12. To simplify it, you use the highest common factor, the number that the highest common factor for 9 and 12, you use 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So that simplifies to 3 over 4. You use next one, 6 over 8. Highest common factor is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and half of 8 is 4. So it simplifies to 3 over 4. The next one, 18 over 24. 18 divided by 6 is 3. 24 divided by 6 is 4. So that simplifies to 3 over 4. The next one, 10 over 16. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And 16 divided by 2 is 8. So you notice 5 over 8 straight away is the answer. So in an exam, you don't have to do the last one. You get it for free. Or you could just go ahead and still do it. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So the answer is 10 over 16 is the one which is not equivalent to 3 over 4. 11 part B, work out 1 over 2 plus 5 over 6. Because the denominator are different, you want to make the denominator the same. So it's 12 and 6. So you look for how do you get to change 6 to 12? You multiply by 2 for the denominator and multiply by 2 in the numerator. So you end up with 1 over 12, and 5 times 2 is 10, and 6 times 2 is 12. Now the denominator are equal. You add the numerator. 1 plus 10, it gives you 11, and then the numerator is 12. So your answer is 11 over 12. Question number 12. Tom uses his lorry to deliver bricks. You can use this graph to find the delivery cost for different distances. For each delivery, there is a fixed charge plus a charge for the distance. How much is the fixed charge? So if you look at where the graph starts on the y-axis, it starts on the y-axis is the delivery cost. It starts at 10 pounds. So the fixed charge is 10 pounds. That's where it starts. Tom makes 2 deliveries of bricks. The distance of one delivery is 20 miles more than the distance of the other delivery. Work out the difference between the 2 deliveries. So we want to look for 20 miles. So we want to go to the graph and look at 20 miles where we can easily read the numbers on the scale. So you can see in yellow color there 20 miles. So if you go to the y-axis at 40 pounds, and if you go up, you start at 20 miles and you end at 40, that gives you 20 miles. And when you go up to where you reach the graph and you go down across to the y-axis, that's 70 pounds. So the difference is 70 minus 20, 70 minus 40 pounds, and that gives you 30 pounds. So 30 pounds is the difference between the 2 delivery costs. Question number 13. Asmol, Ryan, and Kim each played the game. Asmol's score was 4 times Ryan's score. Kim's score was half of Asmol's score. Write down the ratio of Asmol's score to Ryan's score to Kim's score. So A is for Asmol, R for Ryan, K for Kim. Let's start with Ryan, because if Ryan's score is 1, Asmol's score is 4 times 1, which is 4, because it is 4 times. And Kim's score is half of Asmol's, and half of 4 is 2. So that gives 4:1:2. 4:1:2 as the ratio. Question number 14. The diagram shows quadrilateral ABCD with each of its sides extended. AB is equals to AD. I've noted that with the dash on the line. Show that ABCD is a kite. Give a reason for each stage of your working. So angle BCD, the one in yellow, angle BCD, which is in yellow, is equals to 50 degrees. Why? Because opposite angles are the same. The angle opposite it is 50 degrees. So angle BCD is 50 degrees. Opposite angles are equal. That is the reason. Angle ADC is equals to 105 degrees. And the reason, angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. If you look at that straight line, that angle is 180. So 180 minus 75, it gives you 105 degrees. So angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. And angle ABC, this angle ABC is 105 degrees. And how did you get that? Angles in the quadrilateral sum to 360 degrees. If you add 50 plus 105 plus 100, and you take that 360 minus that answer, it gives you 105. And because that angle is 105, to show that it is a kite, two sides are the same length and two angles are the same. And that shows that it is a kite. Question number 15. Shahid is going to use these instructions to make a fizzy drink. Mix 5 parts of orange juice with 2 parts of lemonade. Shahid thinks that he has 300 milliliters of orange juice and 200 milliliters of lemonade. If Shahid is correct, what is the greatest amount of fizzy drink he can make? Let's start with the biggest quantity, which is 300 milliliters of orange juice. 300 milliliters of orange juice is equal to 5 parts. So we want to find 1 part. So we divide by 5 on the right side and divide by 5 on the left. 300 divided by 5 is 60. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So that means 60 milliliters is 1 part. So to get 2 parts, 60 times 2 is 120. And 1 times 2 is 2. So 120 milliliters is 2 parts. So we add the 300 milliliters of the orange juice, if they use all of it, plus the 120 milliliters for the 2 parts. So that for the 2 parts, it gives us 420 milliliters. Part B, Shahid has 300 milliliters of orange juice, but he only has 160 milliliters of lemonade. Does this affect the greatest amount of fizzy drink he can make? Give a reason to your answer. For part A, the answer is no, because he needs only 120 milliliters of lemonade. Question number 16. Here are 2 rectangles. Jim says the two rectangles are similar because 8 plus 4 is 12 and 6 plus 4 is 10. So 8 plus 4, it gives you 12, and 6 plus 4, it gives you 10. Is Jim correct? Explain your answer. It's no. You need to multiply by a scale factor and not add. So you do not add 6 plus 4 to get 10 and add 8 plus 4 to get 12. You want a scale factor where you multiply and not adding. So Jim is not correct. Question number 17. 80 people are asked if they like coffee. 48 of these people are women. 61 of the 80 people like coffee. 8 of the men do not like coffee. Use this information to complete the frequency tree. 80 people, men and women. It says 48 of these people are women. So there's 48 women. So 80 minus 48, it gives you 32. Because these two numbers have to add up to 80. Now, 8 of the men do not like coffee. So on the men's side, 8 of them do not like coffee. So you put 8 in there. 8 do not like coffee. So 32 minus 8, it gives you 24. So that means 24 men likes coffee. And for the women, 37 likes coffee and 11 do not like coffee. So one of the people who like coffee is chosen at random. Find the probability that this person is a woman. So 61 people like coffee. So a total of 61 people who like coffee. And how many are the women? How many women like coffee? There are 37 women who likes coffee. So the probability is 37 women out of a total of 61. Question number 18. Food Mart and Jan's store sell boxes of the same type of breakfast cereal. Each shop has a special offer. Food Mart, 400 grams, 20% off at the normal price of £5. For Jan's store, 400 grams plus 30% extra for £5. Which box of cereal is the better value for money? You must show you're working. Let's start with Food Mart. Let's work out what 20% is. So 20% of £5 is 50 pence. 10% of £5 is 50 pence. If you double it, 10 times 2 is 20. 50 pence times 2 is £1. So 20% of £5 is £1. So that means you're buying 400 grams. Remove £1. 5 take away 1 is 4. You're buying 400 grams for £4. If you divide by 4, you get £1. And divide by 4 on this side, you get 100 grams. So 100 grams is £1. So we want to compare how much grams you get for £1. Grams per pound. That's what we want to do. How much grams you get for each pound. Grams per pound. So let's go to Jancy's store. In Jancy's store, 10% of 400 pounds is 40 grams. 400 grams is 40 grams. So 30%, you times by 3, you get 30% times 3, and you times 3 on the other side. 40 times 3 get 120 grams. So 30% is 120 grams. Because this is considered an extra, that means you add them. 120 plus 400. It gives you 520 grams. So that means for 520 grams, you pay £5. So let's work out what £1, what quantity do you get for £1? So £5 divided by 5, it gives you £1. And you also divide by 5 on the other side. 520 divided by 5 is 104 grams. So you get 104 grams for £1 in Jancy's store. But in Food Mart, you get 100 grams for £1. So who is giving you more or better value? Jancy's store is giving more because 104 grams is bigger than 100 grams. And you're all paying the same £1. Question number 19. Rotate shape A 180 degrees about center O. So you will need a tracing paper. And you put your tracing paper and you will draw the shape A and you will put the center and you will rotate it and you would get that shape down there with the center O. So that will be the new shape and that will be your answer. Question number 20. Work out the value of 3 to the power 7 times 3 to the minus 2 divided by 3 cubed. You add the powers. 7 minus 2, it gives you 5. So it's 3 to the power 5 divided by 3 to the power 3. That means you subtract the powers. 5 minus 3, it gives you 2. So that's 3 to the power 2, which is 9. Question number 21. V squared is equals to U squared plus 2AS. And V stands for the final velocity, U for the initial velocity, A for acceleration, and S for displacement. So they're giving you the value for U as 12, A is minus 3, and S is 18. The minus means it's a deceleration. It's slowing down. Work out the value of V. So we want to substitute those numbers into the formula. So V squared is equals to, where we see U, we put 12 because U is 12. So it's 12 squared. And plus 2A. A is minus 3. Put the minus 3. Be careful, put it in brackets. And S, the displacement is 18. You put that in bracket as well. So 12 squared is 12 times 12. And your 12 times 2, that gives you 144. Minus 3 times 18, it gives you minus 54. And minus 54 times 2, it gives you minus 108. So it is 144 minus 108, which gives you 36. So the velocity is square root of 36. To get rid of the V squared, the square in V, you find square root of 36, which is plus or minus 6. Because minus 6 times minus 6 is equals to 36. And plus 6 times plus 6 is equals to 36. So there's two answers, plus 6 or minus 6. For 21B, make S the subject of V squared is equals to U squared plus 2AS. To make S the subject, you want to put S on one side, everything else on the other. So we start by removing U squared. After that, we remove 2A, and S will be left on its own. So the inverse of plus U squared is minus U squared. So it's like removing your shoes is the U squared, and the 2A is your socks. So you remove the shoes first before the socks. So the shoe is the U squared. So the opposite of plus U squared is minus U squared. So we've removed U squared. Now we have to remove the socks. The socks is 2A. So the opposite of times 2A is divide by 2A. So the U squared is the shoes, which you remove, and the 2A is the socks. Now you're left with S on its own. And that means you have made X the subject of the formula. So S is, I always write it with the S first. So S is V squared minus U squared divided by 2A. Question number 22. A bonus of £2,100 is shared by 10 people who work for a company. 40% of the bonus is shared equally between 3 managers. The rest of the bonus is shared equally between 7 salesmen. One of the salesmen says, if the bonus is shared equally between all 10 people, I will get 25% more money. Is the salesman correct? You must show how you get your answer. So at the moment, let's find out what 60%, what amount is 60%. So 50% of 2,100 is 1,050 Harvard. And 10%, if you divide by 5 on the left, you divide by 5, 10% will give you 210 pounds. So altogether, 50% plus 6 plus 10% gives you 60%. So you add 1,050 plus 210. So it's 1,260 pounds, which is shared amongst 7 salesmen. Now, how much does each get? So 1,260 divided by 7. You do the long division, you will get 80. How many 7 goes into 12 is 1, remainder 5. And with the 6, it becomes 56. How many 7 goes into 56 is 8. Remainder 0, and you put the 0. So 180. So when they share it, each person gets 180 pounds. Now let's see if they were to share it equally amongst all the 10 people. So the total bonus is 2,100 divided by the total number of people, 10. Cross out one of the zeros, it becomes 210 pounds each. So what is the difference? 210 minus 180, the difference is 30 pounds. But is that 30 pounds 25%? Is what we want to find out. So what's 50% of 180 pounds is 90. Half of 180 is 90 pounds. Half of 50% is 25%. Half of 90 pounds is 45%. So we can see that 25% is 45 pounds and not 30 pounds. So the salesman is not correct. 30 pounds is not 25% of 180. 45 pounds is 25% of 180. Question number 23. It would take 120 minutes to fill a swimming pool using water from 5 taps. How many minutes will it take to fill pool if only 3 of the taps are used? So if you multiply 120 times 5, that will give you 600 minutes for 1 tap only. So for 3, 600 divided by 3, it will be 200 minutes. Part B. State one assumption you made in working out your answer in Part A. All the taps flow at the same rate. Question number 24. A plane travels at a speed of 213 miles per hour. Work out an estimate for the number of seconds the plane takes to travel 1 mile. Because we want to work out an estimate, you would write 213 as 200 to one significant figure. So that means 200 miles in 1 hour. 200 miles, 1 hour is 60 minutes. In 60 minutes. And to change minutes to seconds, you multiply by 60. 200 miles would be 60 times 60, which is 3,600 seconds. And next thing is, if you divide by 100, 200 divided by 100, it gives you 2. You divide by 100, gives you 2 miles. You divide by 100, cross out 20 for 36 seconds. 1 mile, you divide by 2, you divide by 2. 1 mile would be 36 divided by 2 would be 18 seconds. Part B, is your answer to part A an underestimate or an overestimate? Give a reason for your answer. The answer is an overestimate. It's rounded to the near distance. We rounded the distance down. So we had 213. We round it down to 200. So we reduce that value. And it will actually travel more than 1 mile in 18 seconds because we rounded down. Solve the simultaneous equations. Question number 25. 5x plus y is equal to 21 and 3x minus 3y equals to 9. We want to make the x the same. So to get this x to 5, we multiply this one by 5, multiply this by 5, multiply this by 5. So the top one stays the same, 5x plus y plus 21 equals to 21. It stays the same. The one at the bottom, 5 times x, it gives us 5x. 5 times minus 3y, it gives us minus 15y. And 5 times 9, it gives us 45. Now we've got x the same, we can subtract. 5x minus 5x is 0. Y minus 15y. Minus and minus becomes a plus. So it's 1y plus 15y, it gives you 16y. 21 minus 45, it gives you minus 24. Now, we want to find inverse of 16y. We want to find 16 times y. So you take times 16 to the other side, it becomes divide by 16. So minus 24 divided by 16. This is how you do 24 divided by 16. If you look in that box there, find half of 24 is 12, half of 16 is 8. Half of 12 is 6, half of 8 is 4. Half of 6 is 3, half of 4 is 2. And 3 over 2 is 1.5. You can simplify it that way. Or you can do 16 divided by 8 is 2. And 24 divided by 8 is 3. Now, y is minus 1.5. How do you find the value for x? Because you go back and sub into one of the equation. And we use the one which is easiest. I find using that 5x plus y equals to 21, the first one is easiest. So the minus 1.5, you sub it in there for y. So that's where you see that minus 1.5 subs in for y. So you have 5x minus 1.5 equals to 21. It's minus 1.5. You take it to the other side, it becomes plus 1.5. So 21 plus 1.5 is 22.5. Times 5, it goes to the other side, becomes divided by 5. 22.5 divided by 5 is 4.5 because you have 5, 10, 15, 20 and a half of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4.5. So that means your x is 4.5 and y is minus 1.5. Question number 26. The diagram shows a square A, B, C, D with sides of length 20 centimeters. It also shows a semicircle and an arc of a circle. So that's the semicircle and that's the arc of a circle. So that's the semicircle and you can have the complete circle like that. And that's the arc of a circle and you can have the complete circle like that. AB is the diameter of the circle. AC is an arc of a circle with center B. Show that area of shaded region divided by area of the square. So we want to find the total area. That means the area of the square. Area of a square is length times width. 20 times 20, it gives you 400 centimeters squared. That's the area of the whole square. Now we want to find area of shaded 1/4 of a circle. 1/4 of a circle, the area of a circle is pi radius squared. And if you know the diameter, it is pi times diameter squared over 2. So looking at this big circle, if we want to find the area of the circle, pi radius squared divided by 2. The radius is 20, so it's pi times 20 squared divided by pi radius squared divided by 2. So that would give us 400 pi divided by 4, so a total 100 pi. Area of a semicircle. The pink area is half of a circle, which is pi radius squared is the area of a circle, and you divide by 2 because you want half of it. So 100 pi divided by 2, it gives you 50 pi. To get the shaded area, we want area for 1/4 of a circle minus the area of the semicircle. So 100 pi minus 50 pi, it gives you 50 pi. Now, the ratio, show that area of shaded region. The area of the shaded region is 50 pi divided by the area of the square is 400. 50 divided by 400, 5 goes into 40 8 times. The zeros will cancel, so it's pi over 8. Question number 27. Amina has 2 bags. In the first bag, there are 3 red balls, and in the 7 bags, there are 7 green balls. In the second bag, there are 5 red balls and 4 green balls. Amina takes at random a ball from the first bag. She then takes at random a ball from the second bag. Complete the probability tree. So we want to look for the first, there are 3 red balls, so it's 3 out of 10, because total is 3 plus 7. It gives you 3 plus 7, it gives you 10. So 3 red and 7 green. And for the second bag, there are 5 red balls, so, and 4 green. 5 plus 4, it gives you 9. So 5 out of 9 is red and 4 out of 9 is green. So 5 out of 9 is red and 4 out of 9 is green. Work out the probability that Amina takes 2 red balls. So the first time she can get a red ball, which is 3 out of 10. And the second time, another red ball is 5 over 9. So 3 over 10 times 5 over 9, it gives you 15 over 90, which you can simplify as 1 over 6. Question number 28. The size of each interior angle of a regular polygon is 11 times the size of each exterior angle. Work out how many sides the polygon has. So we want to use the formula exterior angle plus interior angle equals to 180 degrees. So exterior angle is x, interior angle is 11x, because it's 11 times bigger. So x plus 11x is equals to 180 degrees. 11x plus x, it gives you 12x. And 180 divided by 12, it gives you 15. So x is 15. So that means the exterior angle is 15 degrees. Now we use the next formula. Exterior angle is equals to 360 degrees divided by the number of sides. So to get the number of sides is 360 degrees divided by exterior angle. So 360 degrees divided by 15. If you divide by 3, you get 120. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 120 divided by 5, it gives you 24. So there are 24 sides in the polygon.